What's going on, people, and welcome to Man Knows Football. You are here today with Guni and a very, very special guest, Younes from Younes Talks Football. If you haven't heard of Younes, man, where have you been? Definitely one of my favorite content creators. And again, one of Alonso's favorite content creators. So big up my son, going to be happy again. He's had treats. He's had a lot of treats. But before we get into the content, obviously, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Younes' his links will be down there as well, all clickable links. So make sure you follow. I'm telling you, quality stuff from Younes. But today, obviously, we are here to discuss the final hours of the deadline day for the transfers. And what's looked like an up and down day, like an uncertain day. Saul's on, Saul's off. Kounde looked certain yesterday. Now they look like they've just flipped it and just said, you know what, we want the release clause now. Talk me through, Younes. What's going on with all that, man?
It's mental, man. Firstly, thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it. Much love. And to your son as well. I hope he's going to enjoy this. I know he will. This window's been crazy. This window's been mad. And today it's pretty much summed it up. You know, the whole window as a whole has been just some crazy deals, names we didn't think we'd be saying. And this deadline day has been a roller coaster, man. And for Chelsea itself, we started off the day thinking Kounde was going to be on, Saul was going to be off. Right, not much materializing there. And then you start getting the Sevilla sporting director coming out doing a press conference, explaining what had happened over the last 10, 15 days. Apparently, Chelsea didn't pay by a deadline. Then you hear Chelsea side saying, no, you know what? There was a verbal agreement. And it's just all stalled. And now, all of a sudden, Saul, out of nowhere, back on. We got told it was dead like 2 hours ago. And now it's back on, and it's going to happen, it seems. So, yeah, man. Look, from my point of view, a midfielder is, I would say, the most important thing. We let go of Zuma in defense, which is why, if it wasn't for that, I'd be happy. I'd be like, look, we're done, right? But we've let go of Zuma, so now I'm thinking, if we get Kounde, that would be nice. But it's not a necessity. It's not something that's urgent. We can wait. But getting Saul in is probably a little bit more important, and thankfully, that looks like it's happening.
I agree with the Kounde situation. I'm kind of like, if he comes, great. If he doesn't, well, I don't think it really hurts us too much, to be honest with you. Yeah. Obviously, we got young Trevor coming through, who looks like he's more than capable to do a job, and it might be a blessing in disguise that he doesn't arrive, so he can blossom into the player that we think he might become. So I'm definitely going to look out for that space. But as for the Saul Niguez situation, obviously, social media is just a small sample space, like Twitter, Instagram, and that. But it looks like the Chelsea fans are a little divided. You get me? Like, some of them are just like, we don't need Saul. We don't want Saul. Last season, he had a bit of an off season and all that. But here's my thing, though, Younes. Yeah. Every player has a dip in form. Most players have a dip in form, and a player like Saul, the quality that we know that he has, and the manager that we know who can get the best out of players. That's adding quality and depth to the squad. So I don't understand why people are just sort of like, oh, we don't need him. We don't need him. I'll take him in a heartbeat.
I would too. No, look, when it comes to like social media, you know, it's just as much as I do, especially Twitter. And I've seen it today. Man. I've been glued to what's going on. I've already put out 2 videos. I'm just looking to do more, but I've been glued to Twitter specifically. I'm seeing so much reactionary feedback and tweets. It's ridiculous. People coming out and saying the complete extreme, and then 2 minutes later, the other complete extreme. I'm just like, you've got to take a bit of perspective. Saul's a good player. Right now, he's not in the pecking order Atletico, but he's a good player. And when we played against Atletico last season, Saul was one of the names that all of us were going, we were bigging him up. Like, Saul.
100%.
Whoa, good midfielder. And now all of a sudden he's rubbish. Nah, come on, he's not. The thing is, Tuchel wants Saul. We know this. Chelsea wants Saul as cover. Just good, solid defensive cover in midfield, just in case if something were to happen. And not just in terms of injury, but it gives another tactical option for Thomas Tuchel to deploy if it comes to it. And just like last season, we had some games where we would have loved to have a defensive midfielder in there who's solid and physical, and not just that, but carries the same capabilities as some of the other midfielders we have alongside. And Saul does that. So Thomas Tuchel, look, my philosophy this season going into it is, if Thomas Tuchel wants someone, just get him. Simple.
Facts. I'm the same way.
His work done. Just if he's happy with him, I'm happy with him. Because right now he's got nothing more to prove, man. So yeah.
No, it's the same way, and this is the thing, because obviously a lot of the subscribers, they watch back again. But Troops always ask me, what makes you so confident of these results? And I hate that it's such a generic answer, and it's just not really. There's no depth to it. It's just I trust my manager. There's not really more to it. I trust my manager. Like, how do you not trust somebody with that track record? You come in mid-season, the team is not really clicked yet. They don't really understand what's happened, and then obviously all that stuff with Frank Lampard that's gone on, and then you've turned them round into finish top 4, and then we win the Champions League. How do you not trust that? Doesn't make no sense. Now, as I was gonna say, Saul. Him coming
would have been good.
Yeah, I mean, it's Saul coming in. Obviously, we know the nature of that deal was that it's going to be a 1 year with an option to buy. Atletico was sort of insisting at first that they wanted a mandatory fee, but it looks like Chelsea have negotiated themselves into an option to buy. Now, what does for me that kind of tells me, like, obviously you've got Tchouaméni over there in Monaco that we know that the board are very much interested in, particularly Peter Cech, and to the extent that, well, I don't know how true this is, but I've seen this reported elsewhere that Fabregas is actually taking the time to personally coach him, and he's told Chelsea, don't sign him this summer, wait till the next summer so I can get 1 more year of coaching in him. And on top of that, Fabregas might join the staff at Chelsea. So do you see that being the reason as to why it's only 1 year with the option to buy?
Partially, it's possible. I can't say yes or no because I wouldn't know. But off my gut instinct, it's a possibility. I would say the loan move is specifically just to get cover for this season.
Okay.
Because what it does is it does open up a possibility to get a permanent transfer done next summer.
Mm-hmm.
It gives us the cover that we need in the time that Billy Gilmore is being developed at Norwich. So when he comes back, we have another option. But at the same time, getting Saul on a loan does give us an option to see what is he like. How does he fit? Because at the end of that, we might just go, yeah, you know what? We're happy with him. Buy him. We could do that. So it just adds another option to the list. Basically, we could, at the end of this, send Saul back. And it seems like Atletico on the same wavelength because they're looking to get someone on the loan too. So it's the same timescales. We'll get either Saul to stay, or he goes back and we get Billy Gilmore back and we keep him, or we can trigger and try and find a Tchouaméni and probably get him and go through the way that you've just mentioned. Or on top of that, go in for Declan Rice, which is another popular one at the club. So it just opens up options, and it allows Thomas Tuchel to make his decision. So yeah, no, for sure, Tchouaméni is definitely an option for next summer.
You mentioned Declan Rice. Everybody and their dog knows that that's Chelsea's favorite. You know what I mean? So that I completely forgot about him because usually the links with Declan Rice are just somehow there every day, but over the past few days they haven't really been there. But does he still remain Chelsea's number 1 option for that position in terms of, like, outside of Saul, obviously?
I would have said yes before, but now I'm starting to think, nah. I'm starting to think if they really wanted to go all out, they would have done it this summer whilst we know he's interested. You know, but now the fact that it was too much money, the fact that it's nowhere near happening this window, that's for sure. Going into next summer, as we've said now, there's more options on the table. Chelsea might just go for the alternative, even in the long run. So we'll wait and see. But I find it a lot less likely to happen now than for example, than the chances we had this summer for him. So, and to be honest, I'm not that bothered. I know a few people are like, yeah, Declan Rice, I want Declan Rice. I'm like, I'm not on that. I don't mind him. He's a good player. We've seen him even for England. I think he's great, but I'm not obsessed. Like, if we get him, cool, nice addition. If we don't, there are other players. We're fine. I'm
absolutely the same. Honestly, I'm the same. Yeah. And then on top of that, like I keep repeating myself, I trust my manager. If my manager ain't panicking, exactly. I'm not panicking. If he knows what he wants, then I'll back what he wants. I wanted to ask you, so obviously the window's not closed yet. So if we closed with Lukaku, obviously the backup goalkeeper that we signed, let's not forget him, and then
Bettinelli
and Saul, would you be happy with that window?
Yeah, very happy. Very happy.
Sorry, let me just finish the question. So, in comparison to, I've got my opinion, but I'm asking, like, in comparison to like Manchester United, we've just signed Varane, Cristiano Ronaldo, and just a whole bunch of star-studded signings. Do you feel that is still enough to be competing this year?
Completely. I see us as favourites now. Deep down, I see us as favourites. I look at this team, what we have. what we've built on. We needed that striker. We've got that striker.
Yeah.
We're scared about midfield because of injuries and possible outcomes that might happen just in case. It looks like we're about to sort that out.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. I've got no reason or hesitation to think why we don't go and win the title. City haven't ended up buying their centre forward. That's something.
That's
Liverpool,
massive.
That's massive, yeah. Liverpool, well, we just sorted them out kind of with 10 men at Anfield, so I'm not that worried of them now. Man United are the ones that I'm looking at as a surprise dark horse just because they have Ronaldo now. Ronaldo comes in, even at his age, it elevates the entire club. That's just how it is. He's gonna bang in goals. That's, you can't...
What I will say about Ronaldo, though, is that we have to remember that they're signing a 36, 37-year-old Ronaldo. Now, that's not a disrespect because this man conditions himself like ridiculously. We know how he takes care of himself.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the game has to change because you see some of the fans, they're going on like they're getting 07, 08 Ronaldo back to the club. His position is going to have to play. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself, he said that he's going to remain like just a man in the box because he's absolutely lethal in the box in terms of like beating players and stuff like that. No, he's not that guy. But you have him in the box and give him just a second of space to sniff out. That's it. You already know that he's going to put it away. Exactly. But you're right, bro. I still fancy us as favourites. I still look at us as favourites. I'm not worried about anybody. Yeah. The only teams that I worry about in the Champions League, The only teams I worry about in the Champions League, that's Bayern Munich and PSG. That's about it. But sorry, go on, Younes.
You're right. You're right. I mean, even in terms of the league, as we've just mentioned, the prime reason why I'm confident is Thomas Tuchel, man. Mm-hmm. It's Tuchel. I have full faith that this guy knows exactly what he's doing, and he's already proven that in terms of coaching, he's on another level. He's just on another planet, man. So that really, really reassures me. But even in the Champions League, now we've got ourselves good cover, especially midfield. Chalobah's coming to the side and he's done fantastic. I feel we're covered in all areas, and even the Champions League, we should be looking to retain that now. PSG don't scare me, even with Messi, they don't scare me. I feel tactically we'll have their number. Bayern Munich, I agree, but we should be looking to retain and win the Premier League title.
I agree with you, and I've said it many times. I think right now we've got the best manager in the world. Currently, on current form, we've got the best manager in the world. Yes, there's Pep Guardiola, this, that, and the other, but times change. I look at things currently. How is the manager doing currently? What's he done last season before in the new season? Tuchel, clear, far away. There's no like, if you got a footballing brain, you'll understand. There's no other reason to say it because look, you've come in, like I said, mid-season with this young squad who have been struggling, and then you turn around and win the biggest prize in Europe that same year. It doesn't happen all the time. But yeah, no, Younes, I'm actually glad that you're of the same opinion as me because trust me, the amount of Chelsea fans that are out there now that feel the same way that me and you do is ridiculous. I like the confidence that I'm seeing amongst the fan base. It ain't been like this since like the good old dominant days where we was just closing our eyes and say, 3 points.
Since Jose days, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Jose days, yeah.
Back then, when you could look at the fixture and you could guarantee, you could look and be like, 3 points. Yeah. we're coming back to that time. And it's like Tuchel said, we're building a squad that nobody wants to play against.
That's it. And I saw the quote. You know what's mad? It got shared on my Reddit, and I saw it yesterday, and I thought, wow, this is mad. Because we had Conte question the mentality of the players.
Yes.
And we had Sarri question the mentality of the players. And we had Lampard question the mentality of the players. And then Tuchel comes in and goes, I'm going to make this the toughest team that anyone's going to play against. And he's just done it. That's what I'm saying. He's on another level, man.
Nah, man. And I saw another one on your Reddit as well. You see, we watch your shit, bro. There was another one on your Reddit. Someone put up this meme. It was like Messi promised Barcelona to win the Champions League. Then it was Ronaldo to Juve. And then you've got Timo Werner like, I've come to Chelsea to win the Champions League, and he does it. That shit had me. I was creasing, man. Yeah, I'm telling you. You see what I mean? There's good content on my guy's channel, man. Make sure you follow that if you're not already, man. Thank you. But Younes, listen, thank you very much for having me. Oh, well, See how gassed I am. I forgot this is even my channel. Yeah, I forgot this is. I'm so gassed at the minute. Listen, thank you so much for coming on the channel, man. I really appreciate you.
Bro.
I hope this ain't the last time we see you here on Man Knows Football. I guarantee you're gonna be liked by the subscribers. So yeah, man. Like I said, all these details are down there, and please make sure you like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. You already know we're still a young platform. We're trying to get up there. Your support so far has been absolutely brilliant. We're almost at the 1,000 subscribers, so please help us, get there, and let's push on and let's continue with the good content, man. So Younes, thank you so much for joining in. And
no problem, bro.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to share your links, like I said, down there in the description. But thanks again, Younes. Take care. And to everybody that's watching, take care. Peace.